welcome back. I'm going to do a harvest on my lemon balm. I probably should have got to it sooner, which I mean you cut it early spring. Like I'm going to chop all this off. It's going to look pretty dramatic from this pot and another one, and then it'll regrow and I'll be able to get multiple harvests out of my lemon balm. If you're not familiar with lemon balm, you can use it in tea. It can treat people that have anxiety. I mean, you can always look it up and do your own research, but it's very calming. So we're not on my tripod, so I'm going to give this a quick haircut. Okay, that's the first one. It's pretty dramatic looking, but don't be worried. It'll grow all back. Oregano will do the same thing. So I have my little colander here, and I'm going to cut the next lemon balm, which is right here, and then I'll be able to get this on the dehydrator and have this. My oregano is out front and it is like way late. Oh my gosh. Lemon balm, if you've never smelled it, I'll try to explain it to you. If you've ever smelled lemon pledge, it smells just like that. Ah, it's so good. All right, so now I'm going to give this one a haircut. So, beginning of spring is when you cut these things back, and you'll get multiple harvests throughout the whole summer. So, don't get nervous, don't get scared, just cut it. This is the bee balm, but I may not touch this one just yet. And I have this mint here, and then that's St. John's wort. So I think all I'm going to work on right now is lemon balm. I have oregano to do, and I have thyme, because thyme will go to flower. So I want to cut that as well, and then it'll just come back. So time to give this lemon balm a haircut. Just like that. It's got a haircut. I may want to cut these stems down just a little bit more. I quickly stuck my lemon balm into different pots when I was moving, so at least I get to have lemon balm. And this, believe it or not, will all come back. If I'm not mistaken, my lemon balm is 3-year-old plants. So the reason why I'm cutting the harder stems back now, once you buy lemon balm and plant it, you'll never have to buy it again. But make sure you keep it in some form of a pot, because it will spread big time. Now, I don't like to do a bunch of things all at once, because then you get it all mixed in. So I'm going to do the lemon balm, and then tomorrow I'm going to do the thyme and the oregano. The oregano is just crazy out front, if you only knew. And I do have a lot of mints. Let me show you my big mint, which I've been stealing from. The one side wasn't coming in. It's still a little empty on this side, but I was seeing a bunch of, like, you know, the mother, and I had to put some more topsoil over it. But look at this gloriousness. This is my red pot, which I think Thomas cracked this one too, and mint comes back every single year. So, oh my gosh, just the aroma. I put sweet mint in here, spearmint, regular mint, all kinds of different mint is in here. Yeah, that's a spearmint type. They probably all say spearmint, but they're not. I must have did 8 different mints in here, and this gets real big like a snowball. But I don't know if I want to cut this all back right now. So let me show you what thyme looks like around now, spring. Let me show you. It'll start flowering. I want to cut the flowers off, but here's the one in my new herb barrel that I did. And you can see it has these flowers on it, and literally you can just snip the flowers right off. I usually like to grab it and just take the flowers, like a handful, like you're giving a haircut, and just take the flowers right off. I will show you what that looks like. Okay, there's the thyme. It's a little bit tedious, but you just cut all the flowers off and you are good to go on your thyme. You can harvest from it, and you'll just keep getting multiple harvests. That would be like if I grabbed this whole because you're not on my tripod. If I grab this whole thing of curly parsley and cut it right here, it would all grow back. But the main things you want to get to are things that you've already had. I've had this thyme plant, and I planted it in the new barrel. I made an herb garden closer to the patio. So like cilantro and Italian flat leaf parsley. There's basil coming in. I have dill, rosemary. Here is what a little, this is not my original. I did take some of my original oregano plant and planted it into here. But let me tell you, with oregano, once you have it once, you'll always have it. And I was trying to save some for Debbie. And just with everything I've been doing around here, I totally forgot. Jean just actually mentioned it and was like, Mel, I watered your oregano for you. So yeah, I have to go out there and just chop the whole thing. And I've already chopped it once. And we're in May. So I'm going to be chopping it again. So you could just imagine, you just probably about once a month, twice a month throughout the whole season. You could have so much dried oregano, you know, for tea, or has a lot of medicinal properties to it. So I am not going to do everything right now. I wanted to get to that lemon balm because I just keep forgetting. So I got that done, and I will put that in the dehydrator tomorrow, and then I will come out and I've already cut off of this cilantro 3 times. I mean, the thing was like all the way up to here. But anyway, I am going to just take this piece right off. If you cut the center growth stem on your cilantro, it will keep producing a whole lot longer. So you just find the middle stem and just cut it. Because if you know anything about cilantro, if it gets hot, it likes to bolt. So that's that. And now that's good to go. And like I said, I've cut this 2-3 times for burritos, tacos. But if you go for that main stem in the middle, cut it, it won't go to seed as fast. Okay, so I have a full colander of lemon balm that I want to put in the dehydrator. And then tomorrow, I mean, yeah, because it's not a good time right now to deal with that oregano because there's so much of it. So I'm not going to overwhelm myself. I am going to do the lemon balm, put that on the dehydrator, and then tomorrow I will cut the oregano the same way. I'll show you how much I get from it. So yeah, as a matter of fact, you know what? I will just bring you back, and I will show you, or I'll bring you along on my tripod tomorrow, and we'll go right into cutting and harvesting a bunch of herbs instead of me making it into a separate video. So hang tight, and I will bring you back to start scalping oregano. Friends, so I'm kind of like scatterbrained. I never did find all my herbs. I saved a lot of raspberry leaves. This is a different type of raspberry plant that Jean and Thomas picked up. Let's see if they put the tag in here so I could tell you. I think it might be, shoot, they didn't even put the tag in here. I think this is a white raspberry. And in case you didn't know, you can just pluck off some of the leaves, which I've done all this. My herbs are all stocked. I have plenty of raspberry leaves, but I want to make some tea. So I'm just going to take just a few of the raspberry leaves off. I don't know if this is an all white one. I'll have to ask Jean or Thomas. Preferably go for like the littler leaves. Like this is really, really soft. And then yeah, you can put this in a cup, and you can make some mint tea. So I'm only taking a few for right now. I just wanted to show you this. And I have buku amount of raspberry leaves put up. I use mason jars for all my herbs. They're like filled. I just have not come across that box yet. So, okay, so my lemon balm I'm going to put on the dehydrator, and I'm going to make some raspberry, and I cut just a few sprigs of my mint, and I'm going to make some raspberry mint tea and relax, and then tomorrow we will do the oregano and most likely probably some thyme. Okay friends, I was a little bit worried about coming out here and looking at my oregano, and you see that, but this is the reason why, is because Thomas got a huge thing of dirt. They've been going through it. This is all the rocks from out of the dirt. So I guess because it's out front, I just forget about it. But no worries, even though it looks like this, it's fine. I am going to harvest all this oregano. Hold on. All of it. All the way down, and it'll come back 10 times better. See, it already has like new growth over here. So, yeah, we're gonna cut this all the way down. This oregano took completely over this barrel out here. I was on top of it and trying to save some for Debbie so she could have a plant for her property. But then she got sick and I was never able to give her any. So I am just hacking this oregano. It did have thyme in here as well, just that this, like I said, oregano completely took over. I'm not worried about it, that it needs some water. It's not the end of the world. I am harvesting all of this, and then I will soak this. Let's see. Looks like sage. I am going to come out here with some water and water this really, really good. And this will be fine. I'll give you an update later on the oregano. That is what I'm cutting. It has a sage in here and an oregano, but got kind of buried out here. Couldn't really get to it. So it needs a good watering. These leaves will come right off, and you'll be able to have it for your pasta sauce. Tea has a lot of medicinal properties. Do your own research, like I always like to say. So this is thyme that's in here, and it looks like sage. So gotta clean this up big time. You can dig some of this up and give it away so that someone else can have an oregano plant. Share the love, as I like to say. And that is all the oregano. I've had this oregano, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, I think. Okay. And that, my friends, is the oregano. All done. Let me get off this little hill over here. Oregano, it's all in the middle. It's all harvested. That's a sage, and that's 2 different types of thyme. Let me see this one here. Yeah, that's with the sage. So there's my whole little colander that I'm using. I'm going to grab water and water this big time because it's hard for me to get to it. It's in front of the garage. If you only knew how big this heap of, this is just like junky soil that he's using for the yard. It's regrading the yard or something. This is all the rocks they've gotten out of it. So this got left out here and out of sight, out of mind type of thing. So let's take the oregano. I'm going to go get some water for this, and then we'll harvest some more herbs. My other little pot that got forgotten about out here is my comfrey from Pam. Sorry if you can't see the greatest. This little spot is shaded. But look at this. It looks like the comfrey has flowers on it. So Pam, if you see this video, is this normal? I mean, let me cut off some of the, since I'm out here, I don't want to forget about this. I'm just going to cut off some of the leaves that aren't the greatest and just clean this up very quickly. From what I understand from Pam, comfrey is very good to help fix your soil. You could put it around like your trees, like apple trees and things like that. So this comfrey came from California, and I am trying to clean this up. This needs to go in the back or I'm going to end up forgetting about it. But you can propagate your own. When somebody gives you one, you can end up having 10 of these comfreys. So not too bad. I guess because it's in a more shadier spot. So there's the comfrey. And it has flowers on it. Super duper cute. Okay, so I cleaned that up. That's good to go. Just gonna need some water. And I just want to take off any leaves that fell to the bottom. You can make a comfrey tea for your soil. Okay, now that looks much better. Just needs some water. Now maybe if you don't have a dehydrator, you can put your herbs outside on a day like today. You could put it on a cookie sheet with some parchment paper, turn the oven light on, dry it that way, or put your oven at the lowest possible setting and use it that way. So let me take this oregano into the house. Okay, so I put my lemon balm last night on a cookie sheet with parchment paper, letting that dry that way because I kind of knew that I was going to have a lot of oregano from my dehydrator. So the dehydrator is downstairs. Let me just check this very quickly. Hold on, let me sit you there. Let's see. You hold it and go right down the stem. I'll show you that again in case I wasn't in the frame. Hold the leaves and drag them down. Pull the leaves off. So that is what I'm going to do. As I pluck all the leaves off, I'm going to put them in here. So let me show you again. Just grab the oregano. The tops, you just pull it right off. I mean, this is going to be a little tedious, but that's okay. You'll have lots of oregano for your tomato sauce, your pizza, things like that. But just hold it and pull the lower leaves right off. So I am going to get this oregano separated from the stem. So I might be a few. And then I have to think of what else I have to the thyme. I still have to harvest thyme. You want to harvest these things while it's still spring so that you can get, like I said, a bunch of harvest. So that's what I'm going to work on right there, is separating all the leaves from the oregano, from the stems, and hold on, I got to do the sniff test. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Okay, so I'm not going to bore you. I am going to pull all the leaves off of the stems. I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so I was just thinking, since it's so sunny out, I'm going to most likely put this outside. I still have a little bit more to go. They sell, I don't know what it's called. It's like green and it zippers up. People use that as a dehydrator. I'm going to use the sun to my benefit today. It is tedious, which is another thing for why I didn't want to do the lemon balm, the thyme, and all that together, because then it tends to get a little chaotic. It ends up getting all mixed in. Trust me when I tell you, just, you know, when you're in a rush, don't try to do everything at once. Just try to do it as you can do it. And yeah, this will be a lot of oregano to have fresh. Plus, I'll get more throughout the season. And it's way better than the ones that you buy in the store. So, being I'm staying here and don't know where my spices are at, with all these things stocked, obviously want to have some for here because I do a lot of the cooking. So, like I said, you can use this in tea, you can use it on pizza, spaghetti, you name it, whatever you like oregano on. But, I mean, I was kind of dreading this a little bit. Like, oh, this is going to take forever. And that's what I was thinking when I was doing the lemon balm. Like, let's not take on too much all at once. So the lemon balm's in the oven, piece of parchment paper, with the light on. At least I think I put the light back on. I will double check that. And this, my friends, is going to be quite a bit. I'm almost at the end, so just bear with me a second. Can I get this all done? I will be thrilled when this is all done. But if you have a big oregano plant, you can dig up a piece of it. I mean, I've done that for my new herb barrel that's out at the end of the patio. You can start more plants. You can put it in other things. You can also share it. If you can get some of it up, maybe give it to someone that doesn't have any oregano on their property so they don't have to buy the plant. Because I'm telling you, once you have oregano, you will have oregano for the rest of your life. And obviously, keep it contained. Because as you can see, which I'm definitely going to have to dig some of that up and cut it back. It's taken over that whole barrel out front. That was my original herb barrel. I had an herb garden, but that was my original herb barrel. And the oregano is just completely taken over. So I am at the end. A couple more sprigs to go. So this is going to be technically our first little harvest. I mean, I've done some cilantro, but, you know, this is going to be the first big harvest of the season on herbs. You're better off getting it early in the morning, all of your herbs. I ended up getting my lemon balm last night because I think if I would have left it go one more day, it was just going to look completely terrible. So I'm not going to worry about these little pieces that are in the bottom of here. If you find any stems that you may have just accidentally dropped in there, it's not the end of the world. Just pull it out. Look at all of this. Look at all that oregano, my friends. You have more oregano than what they would give you in the bottle in the supermarket. So it's so worth growing your own herbs. You'll have a continuous harvest. Do it early spring, and then you'll get multiple harvests throughout the summer. So there's the oregano, and I'm going to go put this in the sun. Just like that, it's in the sun. So that's pretty much how you harvest herbs. And when you should do it, it's the early mornings, or like I did my lemon balm very late at night. Don't overwhelm yourself. Just do a little bit of herbs each time. Now, this is the blazing sun. I will pick out any extra stems, but you'll just come by and you'll just go like this while it's in the sun. And it could be dried super quick, depending on how warm it is at your place. So just a quickie little herb harvest with a little bit of information slapped in there. Hope that this was helpful. And now I have thyme to do, which will be the same exact way. And I may do some mint. So again, thank you for giving up your time to watch my videos. I greatly appreciate it. I hope that you had a wonderful Memorial weekend. And now it's back to work, right? All right. Love you, friends. Thank you so much. And I will catch you on the next video. Bye-bye.